Today we're going to create the perfect groove, and we're going to do it by using bass notes and placing them in strategic spots. That's today's video. You ready for that? Let's go do it right now. Hey, what's up? Thank you for watching. I'm Analog Kitchen and thank you for checking out yet another video. Now, if this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe and hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you'll not miss out on anything. Stick around till the end of this video. I'll tell you all about Discord, Patreon, about the bridge that we have in the community that's vastly growing, so feast your ears on that. Stick around. A lot of people ask me, when I create a groove, I just take a loop or I take something else and they'll just make something up, or they use a lot of samples and stuck them together. It's cool. You can get really cool grooves and it works. In the end of the day, if you want to make your signature sound, you want to go for groove, a better way to get to your groove might be to use bass notes and placing them within the 1, 2, 3, 4 segment of the bar, because when you place notes in a certain spot, that's very personal. Everybody does it different. So that's where you can distinct yourself from other people. Is that a way to say it? I don't know. That's the way to at least to just like stand out from the masses, maybe, if that is what you're after. If you want to just like create within that bracket of the Dawless performance world where most people try and use the same synths or have similar kind of sounds. I mean, it's not like you're going to make this new synth sound that never existed. Maybe in the modular world it can happen, but if you want to make like cool Moogie type, Buklai type, Corgi type bass sounds, you know, it's been done before. So placing them somewhere in the groove could help you out, could help your groove out. Now I've got a trick on how I do it. I have a philosophy where I think that, you know, not only using drum sounds sometimes, but placing them strategically within the bar can help you create something that sounds very sophisticated. People don't really pinpoint where it's coming from, because another philosophy that I have is that if you start to use different kinds of sounds, different elements that have different frequency ranges, the whole sort of like umbrella of the combined sounds creates a vibe rather than people picking out the different sounds and where they're coming from. It can be done, and it will be done by the trained ear, but most people on the dance floor, they don't pinpoint like, okay, that's that kind of sound and that's this kind of sound in that area of the frequency spectrum. So there's a trick to help you groove along. So simple beats, bass notes. I'm using different synthesizers for this. You don't have to. You can just do it with the sampled sounds, but try it out and see if you can enhance your groove. And let me know in the comment section how that works out. You ready? Let's go. Let's go do it. Fasten your seatbelts. Now, for this to work, you have to understand that you do not need a lot of expensive synthesizers to make it work, but it's more to do with where do you place what. Now, the objective here is the infinite loop. We are trying to just create some sort of a hypnotizing vibe so that once the groove is going, everybody will stay put and they're not going to wonder like what's happening, why is stuff taking a time to just come in or whatever. That's what happens when you do live sets sometimes. When you start to contemplate what is your next move, sometimes you get insecure and the moves would be a little bit too slow. So what we will do is we'll create something within a groove, and I'll explain how that works. I'm playing my kick drum. Now, what I've done here is on track 2, I've got a clip program, clip channel launched. So I've got my drums laid out, simple, we'll start. Now this is a pretty simple groove, but the beginning and the end of the bar do different things. So with the 1, 2, 3, 4, you play stuff within the 1, 2 segment and you play stuff within the 3, 4 segment. And if you do it well, you get some sort of a call and response. And the way I work it is I've got one element, and one element alone that will drive your brain to just go away from the sequencer, because the sequencer already invokes a pattern, and us human beings are very savvy at picking patterns, at seeing order, and order in music is cool, but it also invokes a bit of predictability, which is what this beat is. I mean, I dare you to listen to this beat for 50 minutes straight without anything happening. You're going to wonder why nothing else is coming in. So you need something to pick your brain a little bit. And what I do is I've got this arpeggio that's coming out of the output 3 and 4 of the Akai MPC Live Mark 1 that I've got sitting right here. Now I've routed those outputs into the acid box 3, which is right here, which is a filter, stereo filter, amazing. Excuse me. And out of that filter, we're going to go into the digital delay DD7 here by Boss, and then we're going to go to the desk. So there's a little bit of a patching thing going on, and the sample that I have instantly takes away from what is happening with the drums. It's a bit of an arpeggio, but that goes to and the filter masks it and buries it, right? So now I already got something going. Do I want to play a melody with my bass line? For now, no. I'm making this pattern, the intro pattern, the pattern that gets people on the dance floor. This is what we're aiming for here. When we're making music, we'll do that in the drop. That's a different video. I don't want to go in that direction. Now, what have we got today? We've got a bass line that I've already programmed that comes out of the Akai. This is what I use, but for sake of this video today, we're going to just get into the different things. But this is what I usually use. Now this bass line is very simple. It's just a walking bass. Boom, 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 boom. I love it because it creates a bit of a mystery, I think. And you want to hear more and you want to add more. Now I can even use this bass line as a foundation and stick different bass notes over it, but let's mute it and be clear. So you hear what's happening right here with the Eric and Synth Acid Box 3 in that sample, and then the rest of the drums are coming out of the stereo output, out of the Akai, except for the kick that's coming out of a separate output, channel 6. And I've got that routed to channel 1 here on the mixer. So that's the audio routing right there. Then I've got the first bass sitting here from the MIDI log. If I'm correct. Where are you? Where are you? Oh yeah, cool. Let's go here. Now, obviously, this is a bass sound that I have recreated from Depeche Mode's track, so I'll play the bass line right here. Fingers in large amounts, grabbing hands, do all they can. So that's the bass line, that's the bass sound. Just to give you an idea of what kind of bass sound I love to go for, I'm going to take out those notes. So, and then we're going to stick notes differently. Let's take out this hypnotizing thingy right here. Maybe stick it to the back where it's more of a blanket. Now, I see a lot of people just stick every note on the first of the measure, like bum, bum. You know, if you want to make longevity within your pattern, you have to space notes out in a different sort of vibe, right? So what I do is I'll probably go for get a polymeter going. This stretches your groove out. But if you want to keep it more groovy and want to speed up the pace, right, with this, it's nice, but the aim is to have people lose their sort of like bearings within the groove where they are. So it's a cool thing to eliminate the predictability that step sequencing and these types of loops might invoke. That's why I would use something like that. What we're trying to do now is just speed up the beat, right? So speeding up the beat could be something like this. One in the beat, one before, bam, ah. Okay, I'm gonna stick my sequence directly on 4 beats, so that when you go in to here, you'll see that there's yellow lines over the page, which means that I'm not going to play for the duration of the 8 bars that this sequence is. It's only playing 1 bar, right? Which is easy because I'll get to my idea faster. So I'm gonna play this. as you hear, I'm always trying to look for, and there's a bit of a groove on there, which is what I'm going to take out. Get here, go here. See, there's a bit of swing. Let's lower the swing a bit. Go there. There. Stick it a little bit close to the measure, right? Okay, now, I'm loving this. And why? Because I always start off with this arpeggio, or something like an arpeggio, and if you hear clearly here, that's an upbeat, which over here, 2, 3. So in turn, I want to send this bass note directly to the upbeat here. So now I'm going to take out that second note because my first note is there to speed up the first segment of the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That I spoke to you about. Now let's go in, take out that second bass note, because what I would like to do is get more bass sounds, different bass sounds, to sit somewhere else. So we're going to fill up this 1 bar thing that we got right here by adding different bass notes. What you can also use, and maybe we'll do that later, I'll see if I can find something of a drum, but I can pitch that does the same thing as well. Then we'll stick it somewhere else. Okay, this is the bass coming from a Mini-Log XD. Mini-Log, right? Good, okay, so got it. Subsequent, now we've got different notes here as well. As you can hear, a very deep sort of like sound that's way in the background. So if you want to hear what that sounds like, let's take out the Mini-Log XD. Now listen to this. Now I've searched for a sound. This is coming out of an Audio 10 preset pack, by the way. It's the Atomize sound, so you can find that if you got that preset pack. Atomizes the sound. Now that sound, why I like it so much, take out the stereo here, is because, listen to this. It's almost blocky, so the sound is being made out of 2 different sort of like elements, right? So turn this on and take the kick out. But it becomes very loud. That transient becomes louder the higher notes I'm going to play. So I would like to stick it in the bottom of the track here, where the attack doesn't really, where it's not so aggressive, and where I can really build on the groove, right? So now we've got this bass line, which very 80s, very almost FM-like, I think. And then we're going to just play a simple note, like that. Bass drum. Nice one. Again, stick this on 4. 4. Go in and record it. Like so. There it is. And this is all still happening in the first half of the beat. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So now I can focus on what am I going to stick towards the end of my bar. Now I've deliberately, when I get to the midway section, 1.3 within the groove, softer notes will be placed there. The more aggressive or louder notes, as this one is here, the Mini-Log XD, I will stick them as close to the first measure as I can, because then it has an impact and it gives you an incentive to dance a little bit more. But the take you away into oblivion kind of sounds, that's where we're going to stick in the middle, because I don't want to have stuff be too busy here, because I'm using these different bass notes, right? And I would like this to be a groove thing. So yes, I'm using musical elements, but the focus of what we're doing today is groove. It's more so groove than that it is music. Okay, so we're going to move on, right? Take this out. Nice. Now the mini guitar. What kind of sound we got here? liking that. And I'd like to sometimes think on, if I were to listen to this track, when is my brain asking for more information, or when can I follow what's going on, and when am I getting too much information almost? So when am I overloading people's brains? So when I'm doing this, which is to me sounds cool, it's cool, but it's also cliched. It's been done like a gazillion times. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's done, so maybe just play one note, right? So this doesn't really take too much of the attention away. So same thing, we're gonna go in, stick everything on one bar, 4 beats, record it. Boom, da, do, boom, do, boop, 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 whoa, and there you are. Now we've got a groove. Now I can focus myself on the levels, because that's not what I've done right now, because I do think that this is a little bit on the loud side, so and mind you, instead of sound designing, which I think is another topic that could be helpful, but then it gets a bit too advanced. If you want to get there fast, try and look for sounds that sit well within the beat already. So dominance, kick, that's the first one that you're looking at. Then you're going to start to look at, okay, which sounds go where, right? Okay, this I'm going to mute, this I'm going to turn off. Now I'm going to listen to the relation between the kick drum and the minitar bass, right? I'm very hesitant to just turn this volume up because it's crackling as hell, as I suspected. But instead of turning it down on the mixer, I'll rather turn it down here, because I want to flick those faders, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, in. Nice. Thought I lost that sound for a second there. Kick out, drums in. Cool. Now you can build it up, right? Everything has its place, there's space enough, and because I didn't smear the whole track completely with everything, this can be loud as hell in the club. That's what you want. So next bass lines. And if you mask this well, it sounds like sophistication, right? It doesn't sound like, okay, whoa. So I'm gonna stick something else over the top mostly. Maybe, I think it's going to be this, right? Play around with delays. Play around with the filter. So you can hear, I'm taking your attention away with this sound. Take out a little bit of the resonance and stuff. But then the bass line is now giving you that hamster wheel kind of vibe. It's creating an infinite loop, which is what we were aiming for, right? So this is how you can place those bass notes. Can you do more with a little bit more enhanced? Because this obviously just goes in a bit of a hypnotizing, trancey kind of vibe, right? Yes, you can. Let's do that with the minitar. Because at the end, I think we can just make another upbeat to introduce the first of the measure again. So if I'm on the minitar bass here, yep, nice. 1. There you go. And this thing, this thing just keeps running. I think the note is a bit on the loud side, but still, you know, it works. Yeah, I think it works. Okay, now you build your track up, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it quick fast and think of, nice, the delay just goes on until forever. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and see if I can load in a sound, right? So I'm going to go to a drum program, which is probably here. Or I'll just make another drum program quick fast. So I'll go in, I'll say drum program. All right, why are you? Well, that's not good. Stop it. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to say assign samples. I'm going to go here for my third sample. I'm going to browse. I know on my SD I've got some drums set up already. So I'm looking for those folders where I've got my, where is it here? It's here. Okay. Sound banks. I'm going to go for my drums. Boom. Drum machines. Yeah, I made a folder with my favorites, so I'm going to go for the 808. Now, the 808 tom is something that is absolutely amazing. The toms are these sounds are so lush. They do a lot of stuff very neatly, and I'm going to use this and lower it because it sounds sounds absolutely amazing. Yeah. Woo. So, beat. I'm going to do a little bit of sound design here because this is a bit on the long side, this sound on the meter. Yep, nice. Save it. Holding glide and release together, you'll save it. So this preset is saved now. Lower it because it's way too loud. Okay, CV. Go. We're gonna go in and to the sound, which I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna add a sample. I'm going to pitch it, right? Because it's not in the same. This would be the higher pitch. This is 7 semitones down. So there's a little bit of a hole here, a gap, so to say. Yeah. Wait a minute. Where are you, my friend? Record it in. Nice, it's recorded now. It's back on that same sequence. Now, the trick with the MPC as well, now that we start to add more stuff, is that you can play around with the different levels. So this is on full level. I'm going to, that second note needs to be at 50% velocity, right? As I said, I would love all the impact to be on the first of the measures. Still, I think it's a bit on the loud side, this note. So the first one I'm going to lower it a little bit, put my velocity here. Cool. Going out there, going to my track 2, which were my clips. And there you go. So it's simple, it's easy. So how does this work in some sort of a turnaround and a workaround, right? You only have to look for these different sounds. This is something that you can easily find on your samplers, or if you're working with Ableton even, you just look for different sounds and you just place them in different parts of the bar, and then you can build it up from there. And delays and reverbs and such would help you to just create a different sort of like vibe, right? To just like smear it out or spread it out a little bit more. And it can still be mixed better, because you have to understand everything that I'm playing here is coming out of the stereo output, so you have to not overdrive the Akai stereo output. And when you start this kind of a vibe, listen to how this is working, right? So I'll go to the subsequent, play around with the filters maybe. Hide it in the background more, right? Cool. Go to the clip program, because I know this clip, this sound. So I'm going to add that hypno sound. And believe you, when you just start stuff like this just works wonders in the club, right? So you're just gagging for that hi, you're just gagging for the rest of the drums, right? We're gonna keep it nice and simple first. So I've got my stuff here. This will also play something really nice that you can hear. The mini guitar, that's an absolutely amazing kind of sound. So I've just saved it, so it's going to be muffled a little bit more down. This filter we can use as well. For the safety, I will go to the mini guitar as well and slowly open it up. There you go. Nice one, right? Play around with the LFO here. This is what you want. You just would. I mean, I can make it more difficult, but why? You know, it's a simple concept here. This sound now. And when you listen to the whole thing, it sounds simple and easy to grasp. But at the end of the day, you have to just like get with it. So just to recap, right? You need to really think on, you need a longer sound, deep sound. So I'll start with deep sounds first. So my filters are always down, 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 down. Here as well. This sound I didn't temper with it because I love this sound. I love what it did, you know? I just love this. Amazing, you know, and you know I love my Mini Logue XD because it's very easy to just like get your sounds going, get the things going, so I'm loving that. So yeah, let me know how you create your bass driving, bass note kind of vibe. Hope this is helpful for you. Let me know in the comment section whether you dug it, yes or no, and don't be a stranger. Leave a like as well, it helps the channel and it helps the vibe, right? So I do think that is how it works. If you want to create a groove like that, play around with it. I just did it in a 1-bar loop just for sake of this video, not make it like days long. But if you want to just try it out and see if you can just like to come up with different grooves, work different things. If you work with a 303, then Evie, you got something else going, you know what I mean? There's so many things that can be possible when you take this route. And I hope that this is helpful. Leave a comment in the section below. Discord and Patreon. If you become a patron, you'll be helping the channel, you'll be helping me create content like this, helping me grow the channel and work better content, make everything just go up slightly, you know how it goes. You won't be breaking the bank, and you'll be joining a cool community of like-minded people talking synths, talking gas, talking travel, talking performance, talking demos. You get to make music with me. It's just a cool vibe. I think we've got like one of the fast-growing, cool places on the internet when it comes to synth and stuff. So yeah, go and check it out. That's patreon.com/AnalogKitchen. If you have made it this far into the video, you're an absolute superstar. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next week. Keep your eye on this space here on another video. I'm Analog Kitchen and I'm out.